So today I have received my really long-awaited, only waited about 3 days for it, but I have been wanting to buy one of these guys for so long, and now I actually did it, and it is a Nutribullet. Yes! So excited to try this. My partner's mum got one months and months ago, and she lent me like the recipe book and all the information about it just to let me know like how good it was for her when she was doing weight loss, juicing, blending, things like that. I do a personal training plan, workout plan, and shakes, protein shakes. So really nutrition high. Protein shakes are really high on my agenda. I'm supposed to be having pretty much one a day. I have a blender that I use at the moment, which is just a genie or something it's called. It's just a sort of standard cup blender, which has done the trick. It's okay, but if I want to put things like frozen grapes or ice cubes, frozen blueberries, anything like that in, it chokes a little bit on them. So I was like, well, seeing as I'm supposed to be using it pretty much every day, I need to get a grip and make an investment. So I've been thinking about the Nutribullet. They're around £100 for the sort of 12-piece standard Nutribullet. And I was flicking through the TV channels the other day, and I never bought or even thought about buying anything on the shopping channels, but I noticed that Nutribullet was the title on the Ideal World channel. Yeah, so these guys. And when I had a little look, the price was $89.99, so it was a little bit cheaper. But they also have a payment plan where you can pay for your items in 2, 3, or 4 payments. So I managed to get my Nutribullet, which was, it came to $95.98 with postage and packaging, because they're always going to sting you for that. But I get to pay it over 3 installments. So I think I've paid an initial $39.99 or something like that, and then I have 2 lower payments to pay in June and July as well. So that made it far more affordable. It means I didn't have to wait until my birthday to ask for a Nutribullet, because that's a little bit sad. What also came with this Nutribullet was this hardback Natural Healing Foods Supercharge Your Health in Just Seconds a Day book. So it's a recipe book, basically. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm going to try out some of the recipes and sort of add my favourites to the blog, or tweak them a little bit and see which ones seem to work really well and are really tasty. But my Nutribullet came in about 2 working days. So I think I ordered it on like the Thursday night, and then I got it on the Monday or the Tuesday. So 2 to 3 working days. And it looks like this. It's quite a big box. It's quite heavy as well. But that just means it's full of really good stuff, right? So when I open it up, inside you have this, which is like the instruction manual and everything, and the pocket nutritionist guide. And there is also how to make the perfect NutriBlast. So it gives you a little breakdown of quantities of what you should be putting amounts wise in, which is going to be useful when I look through it. And then there's basically just a massive big piece of like egg carton cardboard for me to pull the whole thing out like this. Amazing. Looks like some sort of gardening tool, like lawnmower package. But what I get with this, if I open the user guide, what you get inside the 12-piece one, there are different ones, like I said. So this is the 12-piece set, and what it includes is, if I read it from here, it's a bit easier. So you get the power base, obviously, so it wouldn't really do much without that. You have an extractor blade and a milling blade, so you get 2 different blades with it. 1 tall cup and 2 shorter cups, depending on how much you're wanting to make, I suppose. 1 handled lip ring, 1 regular lip ring, not really sure what that's about. 2 stay fresh resealable lids, so you can just make your shake and then just pop a lid on and put it in the fridge for the next day or something. and a user manual and cookbook, which is these, and the Pocket Nutritionist Guide. So the recipe book is usually separate, I believe. So that was a deal that the Ideal World shopping channel was doing. So I got that as a little extra. Also, what's really cool about the Nutribullet is it's BPA free, which a lot of my vegan lifestyle, healthy lifestyle, fitness pals will be into. So if you can buy something that is chemical BPA free, that's why a lot of people use glass and cartons and things to drink out of, maybe because of the chemicals that are in plastic production and how those chemicals can leak into the liquid that you're drinking or the food that you're eating. So this is BPA free. Also, I have a bubble bottle, water bottles with the filter in. They're also BPA free. It seems to be something that's coming up a lot more in people's minds and just at the forefront of people's thinking when they're going to buy maybe sports bottles and things like that as well. So that's good to know. I was pretty happy to know that. So in this, I have I take it this and this, which is exactly the same, are the two Stay Fresh lids to seal up the cups straight away. And there is one blade here. Like I say, it's quite heavy stuff. It feels really good quality, but it is quite weighty. So got one blade here. Oh, this is the super exciting bit. So this is the main bit of the Nutribullet. So take that off and you can see it's got one of the short cups on it. There's also another short cup and the tall cup that I was saying. And this has got a handled cup on there. And the other blade that you get with this purchase is inside. So you have this one, I assume is going to mash stuff up even more than this one. So there's two of those, and these are the handled lip rings, just using my amazing powers of observation. I can't actually get off there. I'm sure it comes off somewhere. Okay, yes. I'm such a technical genius. So the handled lip rings. That one has its own handle, the cup, whereas this one you can transfer it on there or just not use it and just put the blade on it, I assume. The really cool thing about these as well, like I say, is they give you an idea of how much of each different food group that you can be adding. So for example, you've got like leafy greens, so if you put in spinach, kale, anything like that in, and then so 50% of that, and then 50% of fruit, different varieties of fruit. So you got berries and diced apple or orange segments, anything like that. And then at the top there, like a lot of us will know, you can add boosting ingredients. So if you had things like flaxseed or spirulina or molasses or agave syrup or anything like that that you were wanting to put in. So once you've done all that, you can see on here, if I tilt it somewhere, you should be able to see that there's a maximum. Well, here, yeah, just about. So it has a maximum line. So you can see that once you've piled everything in, that's going to be the max, so that it is actually going to blend properly. If you overpack blenders, then a lot of the time, especially if you've got things like banana, avocado, stringy greens in there, like maybe celery or even kale, that can be quite tough to get through. If it's all rammed together and it's too dense, the blades aren't, the substance isn't going to sort of mix around and rotate around enough, and so the blades are going to get a little bit stuck and it might stay a bit too thick or a bit too lumpy. That's partly the reason why I bought this, because my other one isn't really powerful enough. So I'm hoping this is going to be able to slice through anything I put in there, but still you do need to take note of where the maximum line is to get the most out of the smoothie, to make it a really good consistency. Okay, so I think what I am going to do is have a go with all this when I come back in from my workout, and I want to make a shake after, and I will add some video of making the actual shake as well, maybe. and then I can report back to you guys on how it was, because I've never tried it. And this is what's taking up most of the weight. So this is the base and the motor, so the power. And it looks exactly just like a normal blender, so you would just plug that in, and then you can screw the blade onto the edge, take the handle off, stick that in there, on, done. That's what I'm guessing it's going to happen. I'll let you know how it actually happens. Okay, so I have only been able to use my Nutribullet twice to trial out, but I can say that so far, so good. I've used it once with to blend like a cold blend of savoury soup that I then heated up in a pan. So it was I think it was some like soft boiled potatoes, squash, sweet potato, leeks, things like that I part boiled and then cooled down, put them into the blender, whizzed it all up, and then just literally into a pan to reheat and maybe add some salt and pepper and things like that. So that was a really good use for it. And the other one I did just today because I've been feeling quite unwell at the moment, and I have looked into it, and I think that possibly the workout plan that I'm doing means that I'm not taking in enough in my dietary plan. I haven't been having enough carbs or enough protein, so I am back on track with it this week, hopefully starting today. I got my Nutribullet out and I packed it full of a handful of spinach, a handful of kale, I had a diced apple in there, a banana, a little bit of spirulina as well as a booster, on a handful of oats as well, just to thicken it and give it that sort of thicker oaty taste, which I really like banana and oats, and honey if you're not vegan, or something like agave syrup really tend to be a nice breakfasty, like wholesome breakfasty feeling one. So I found that the Nutribullet was definitely much better than my older, cheaper blender. Even though it isn't old, I think the blade lost power and sharpness quite quickly, which would mean that it would take quite a while to get through. Certainly maybe things like goji berries and seeds and things that just get left thick in the mixture afterwards. So I found that the Nutribullet is really powerful, easy to use, doesn't feel like it's going to start smoking and fall apart like my other one does a little bit. And the best thing, after having looked through the recipe book that I got on the Ideal World deal, was this book has ideas pretty much for everything. And I don't really keep recipe books. I think they're a good idea, and then they sit on my shelf for years and years because I don't really like cooking. I'm not that interested in it. I like throwing loads of fruit and a bit of veg into a blender, whizzing it all up, sticking a straw in it and drinking it raw. So this is exactly the sort of recipe book that I need. And if you have a little look, if I show you, if I can shade it a bit, here you've got all different categories, and they're showing you different food, different Nutriblasts that you can make for different ailments to help with what ails you. So you've got things like nourishing your circulatory system, nourishing your immune system, probably what I feel like I need at the moment, nourishment for the digestive system. And then you've got things like nourishing your muscular system, really important for people that are training and working out regularly. But then it has things like foods for sleep, help with aging, and foods for beauty. So I assume that's maybe skin and keeping your eyes and gums healthy or something like that. Detoxification, but it also has some things like cancer fighting ingredients that you can put into the Nutriblast, things to look after your skeletal system. So it actually seems like a really useful book for trying to genuinely keep healthy as well as just having tasty smoothies. Obviously it's not any sort of substitute for going to the doctor if you have serious problems and have serious issues with things. But it's so interesting to be able to read, say for example, if you're wanting to keep your muscular system healthy, it says that top foods are, it says collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens, spinach and kale. It is an American book, so for anybody outside of America, things like collard greens and zucchini and capsicum or anything like that, obviously find out what the British translations are. It's like greens and peppers and courgette or cucumber. So some of the things do seem a little bit alien, but you can easily find out what the UK equivalent is that you can buy. Swiss chard, lima beans, sweet potato, spinach and papaya, blueberries, cherries, almonds, walnuts, olive oil, flaxseed, chia seeds. So all of those are really going to help to bolster the muscular system. They have nice little diagrams like this as well. So it's a little bit of an education book. So I thought, to be honest, that this might be something that I would have a little look through and probably just want to give to somebody or give to the charity shop or something like that, because it would just have recipes in there for things that I will probably never look at and think are a good idea but won't refer to ever again. But I actually really find it really interesting just to have a look through bones, bone growth and destruction, and it's talking about bones and cartilage on here. That's something that I have a lot of issues with, the cartilage in my knee joints, so that's going to be really interesting for me to have a look at what I can be eating, what I can be putting into my blender and intaking every day to try and help bolster the health of my joints. So yeah, it's really worth getting. If you already have a Nutribullet and you don't have this, you can buy it separately if you're not if you haven't found like the offer that I got, or an offer that gives you this for free. But I would definitely recommend it if you have ailments at all. Who doesn't? But if you've got an interest in trying to intake certain foods every day to keep certain areas of your body healthy, etc., then yeah, give it a go. I have also recently signed up to the Chronometer website. It's not an app. I don't know if I can get it as an app on my phone, but it's just a website. It's an online diary and a resource that you upload all your intake of food in a day, water, and also any exercise that you're doing, whether it's just walking the dog around the block for 10 minutes or actually a full-on hour-and-a-half workout, or you've gone for a marathon run or a cycle. And it adds up what you've taken in food, what your food is giving you, so the macronutrients, so it's going to break things down like the fiber content, the protein, the carbohydrates, and also all the vitamins, so vitamin C, the B vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin K, and things like thiamine and chromium and things that you might not think about that you actually need to intake as well. So once you've set it up with your age and your weight and your weight loss goal, if you have one, or whether you're looking to put on weight or maintain your weight, then it's going to work out everything for you and give you daily goals. It's been really, really useful for me because I have been feeling very, very sick recently, over on and off for the last 2-3 months, and I think that might have something to do with the fact that I am training but also not taking in the right sort of nutrients on the diet plan that I've been given. I think as a vegan, it's really, really important it's even extra important to make sure that you know what is in different foods so that you can be ploughing the good stuff in and not being afraid of carbs and good fats as well. I think that's where I was very low on my protein and my fat intake, so I still want to keep a low fat intake so that I can shed some extra weight as I'm building some muscle as well. But I think I was probably only getting some fat from some hummus and avocado in a week, so I need to up that a little bit as well. So like things like the Nutribullet recipes are really interesting for stuff like that. So yeah, I'm hoping that with the aid of more raw smoothies and tracking what I'm taking in, and input in the exercise that I'm doing as well, because even just walking to the shops and back at a fast pace for 40 minutes is obviously going to up the calories that you need in a day. So something like the Chronometer website is really, really useful. So I will add a link to that in the description to the video as well. Check it out. Somebody on one of the vegan bodybuilding website groups on Facebook that I'm part of suggested it, and I'm really, really hoping that it's going to help me make sense of why I'm not feeling too good, what I need to be doing better, and any things that I can cut out, obviously, as well. But it does mean that I can eat even more protein, so that's fantastic, that I can have more of the wheat gluten, the wheat meat stuff, which I've just bought 2 bags of gluten from the health food shop today. I'm so excited. That'll be the next video. And maybe slightly more fat, so a bit more nuts, maybe some more non-dairy milk, and even more avocados, etc. Maybe an extra little bit of chocolate in there to boost the energy levels as well. You never know. So yeah, Nutribullet, definitely try it if you are wanting to upgrade your blender, simply just like I was, or if you've heard all the hype about Nutribullet and you're a smoothie lover anyway, or if you are just getting into not just vegan but vegetarian or carnivorous health food, then yeah, go for it. And it definitely helps to up your 5 a day intake. I'm sure you'll be able to get way past your 5 a day, sometimes in just 1 or 2 smoothies a day. So if you're a little bit pushed for time, and also it's coming up to summer, so you're not necessarily craving hot food as much, then yeah, give it a go and let me know what you think. Bye.